All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We're back for another week of Just a Fan podcast. Did you get my message?
What message?
In the private chat.
Oh, I need to intro the show.
Yeah, I need you to talk for about 5 minutes, okay?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
All right.
5 minutes.
Okay, all right. So, welcome to another edition of Just a Fan podcast. This way, we got Coach Williams. He's a future Hall of Famer. He is experiencing technical difficulties. He'll be right back. I myself and Pando 316, the good guy with the black hat. And we're going to be talking about the trade deadline soon. So my caption is, you can't be buyers if you're not a contender. And then just below me right here, we got Steve Space Age White. He's making a return to the podcast. He's been busy, hadn't had a chance to be on the show for a few weeks, but he's back. He's ready to go. And joining us a little bit later is going to be Tris TV. So first thing first, we're going to talk about our title of our show.
Okay.
Because I know people are like, crabs in a bucket. What is that about? Well, if anybody's ever been crabbing or had crabs in a bucket, you know, one crab might try to climb out the bucket and then another crab from the bottom will reach and grab and pull that crab down. Well, this week in the NFL, we had those kind of situations because it seems like just when a team starts to separate themselves or looks like they're going to separate themselves and say, and have you going, hey, that's a contender. Just when that happens, another team will grab them and pull them back down, i.e. Jacksonville versus the Rams. Everybody thought, oh, Jacksonville looking good, real good. Oh, Jacksonville got this going on. And the Rams applied BTA. And it wasn't even close, you know.
Yeah.
Then 2 weeks ago, the Atlanta Falcons looked like they were manhandling the Buffalo Bills, who everybody views as a contender. And so they go into the game. Even me, I picked the Falcons to beat the Niners. And the Niners proceeded to beat them by 10 points with a injury decimated roster. There's that crab pulling that other crab down there. Oh, the Falcons might be the real deal. Oh, okay, they just lost to the Niners. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. There's a lot of parity going on in the NFL this season.
There is.
It's making,
and that's why.
Go ahead.
No, and that's why I didn't when I gave, and I was not on air for this particular show. I was on air last week, but not this show. When we gave our top five, I said I'm not comfortable giving the top five at this point because I don't know what's going on with the league right now.
I mean, we know who the teams that are complete just cheeks. We know who those teams are. But other than that, we don't really know who the upper echelon is. We really don't know who the mid-range is because somebody in the mid-range right now could, by the end of the season, be upper echelon. Somebody who's upper echelon could come down a little bit. Like, you know, oh, it's the Lions. Damn, they didn't lost to such and such. Oh, the Packers are great. Wait a minute, they lost to the Browns. You know, that's that crab in the bucket. Like one team will come up, look like they about to get out the bucket, and another team will grab them and pull them back down and bring them back to earth and tear asunder everyone's illusions that team is a contender. You know, and then sometimes you have your apparitions, you have your illusions where it's like, okay, they had a bad week, and then they get right back into it. I.e., the Eagles. The Eagles lost to the Giants, and they came right back and came storming back in epic fashion, which we have been talking about in previous weeks. If you throw AJ Brown the ball, things like this can happen. And look what happened. So, they fell down a little bit. They got right back up, So, you're looking at that. But it's so hard. Like, it's been really, really tough on my picks. Week 5 was a nightmare for me. That was the first time in the history of me making picks on this show that I have gone below 500 on my picks.
Every that when the Eagles played the Giants, was that week?
Hold on, I'll tell you. Give me a second.
I know you got your notes.
Yeah, I got. I keep receipts. No, that was when the Eagles played the Broncos and lost.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That was the week that the Niners went into SoFi Stadium and beat the Rams, and they were like decimated with injuries. They beat the Rams. That was the same week that the Saints beat the Giants. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that week, that was the week the Panthers beat the Dolphins, and we didn't know much about them then. Texas beat the Ravens. So yeah, that was a crazy week. Now I've managed to be above 500 on my picks from that point on, but it's not a very convincing above 500. I have gone 9-6 the last 2 weeks on my picks because there's always something insane happening. I.e. the Bengals beating the Steelers. We didn't see that coming. The Vikings beating the Eagles was a pickle. That was,
Yeah. But man, that Bengals, man, the Bengals, that division, man. I don't know.
It's weird. It is.
We know the Browns are out of it, but the other 3 teams, man. Those weird. Other ones,
you can't really put your finger on it.
You can't. You cannot. You cannot.
And allow me to say on the air to the audience at home, I'm starting to believe in the Colts. I never thought I'd say I'm starting to believe in Daniel Jones at quarterback for the Colts. The way he's playing, we're talking about possibly MVP candidate. The way he's playing, they got the best record in the league. The defense is playing lights out for the most part, and he's playing almost mistake-free football, which is not a normal Daniel Jones characteristic.
Right. And it's system. But I don't know because he got hurt, remember? So is he going to start on Sunday?
That I'm not sure. That's what makes the picks hard too. Is all these injuries.
Yeah, because he got hurt. And I think who came in?
Yeah, and I mean the Commanders went out there and played the Cowboys with no wide receivers. The Bucks and Lions was a pick'em game, but I had no clue that the Lions was going to be handing out hog maws and neck bones like that. If you watch that game, folks at home, if you watch that game, the Bucks versus the Lions the other night, feel free to comment about that because it was nuts. How not necessarily nuts, but it was like, dude, they jumped on Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield looked so uncomfortable. Excuse me.
Yep.
In that game, like he did not look comfortable in the pocket at all throughout the entire game. They were clamping down receivers. They was like, I hate to say, Mike Evans got hurt. It wasn't because of Detroit's defense, but I mean the coverage was there. They stifled the run, and then they were able. What the most impressive thing in that particular game, I would think, is the fact that they were able to run the ball effectively against Tampa Bay's defense, who is historically a great run-stopping defense.
This is the thing, man. Like, in tough games against tough opponents, the quarterback has to play at a high level. And there were a few drives where Baker struggled to make a good throw to a wide open receiver. Jalen Hurts does it all the time too. It's like you guys are stopping your team from staying in this game.
Yeah, he was inaccurate as hell the night.
Exactly.
Baker.
Exactly.
He was with that needle on that Baker Mayfield.
He was not making NFL throws, man. It's like, dude, like you should be able to complete this throw as an NFL quarterback.
The Baker Mayfield clock. Remember I tell you how that needle was pointing up, and all of a sudden it just does one of these. He's on that part of the cycle now, and it's like, okay,
yeah.
Now, do I think he'll bounce back? Sure, I think he'll bounce back. I mean, he was before that game. Excuse me. Before that game, people were talking about MVP.
What's up, Titus?
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here!
No, he was.
So Donald,
I get that, but this is, and I'm not trying to trash Baker Mayfield. He's a baller. He's like a Tim Tebow kind of guy. He plays hard. He has fire, but there are different levels. There are different tiers of professional quarterbacks that get stuff in that play excellent consistently. And Baker is not there as a passer. Hurst is not there as a passer.
Definitely,
and they're not the only one.
Let me ask you a question. For Baker Mayfield, how much not having your receivers always been 100% have affected him probably this past game? Because, like, I know Mike Evans played, but then, he got hurt. I don't know when exactly he got hurt, but I know he got hurt. Of course, prayers up to him. Chris Godwin been in and out. Emeka Buka has been in and out. So is some of that affecting him as far as his play, or was just really a real bad game for him?
Well, being quite honest, just being completely unbiased, I think the conversation about him being MVP was because he had so much shuffling in and out with his weapons, and he was still able to make chicken salad out of chicken doodoo. Because he was like, you got there with a rookie receiver.
Yeah.
And you throwing 2-3 touchdowns a game, sometimes 4.
Mm-hmm.
And, and it's like he's doing more with less. And everybody knows, if you follow this show for the last couple of years, I am not a Baker Mayfield fan. Personally, he irritates me.
You are not. You are not.
But I got to call a spade a spade. Like, this is me being as transparent and unbiased on this show as I have ever been. When we're talking about Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones, they are playing good football this year. Now Monday night, Baker Mayfield got his issue.
Right.
Them Lions was like, we got something for you. And you're not gonna like it. And he didn't, because they told. I don't know if you saw when the clock ran out and they were walking out onto the field, Baker was limping. They beat him physically up.
Listen.
In Detroit.
Listen, he's definitely playing good ball, but he does have some really good help. I mean, not a lot, but Mike Evans is helping him a lot. And that defense in Tampa is helping him a lot. That's why I'm saying there's some throws, and no one's perfect, but there's some throws that if you want to be that guy on a upper tier level as a QB, you got to make, man. And he's been missing some of those.
He was inaccurate. Get out money.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was crazy how many passes he was missing. He had some guys open. He was just missing them. And I know he just had one of them off nights. But also Detroit was like, which, segues into another thing, talking about who's really a contender. At this point, if you ask me in the NFC, who the contenders are right now, it's probably Philadelphia and the Lions. And if the Lions and Philly were to play each other right now, I would put a lot of money on the Lions. The way
I would too, because Philadelphia's not the same thing from last year.
Did you know the Lions won that game with both their starting safeties out?
So it was almost everybody in the secondary was either injured or one guy was suspended.
And then the corners were all injured. Then both safeties were out. They went out there with a completely backup secondary against Baker Mayfield and gave him unholy hell. I like Dan Campbell is kind of on a mission to prove, because remember what even we talked about it. We said that, well, what are the Lions gonna be with all those coaches leaving? You got 2 coordinators leaving,
and 5 other coaches.
You got 5 other positional coaches leaving. Are the Lions really gonna be that good? I feel like Campbell's on a mission this year to like, hey, I love those guys, more power to them, but they're still my team, and we're gonna still whoop some tail and bite some kneecaps. And that's what they kind of prove. And he's like trying to prove, hey man, I don't need them guys. It was nice to have them, but I don't need them. And right now the Lions are showing that.
Yes, definitely.
That's coaching, man. That's
yes.
coaching. I still don't like how he don't take the points a lot of times on 4th down, but that's just what he is.
That's gonna always, that might be the one thing that might just always hold him back, is the fact that he just don't take the points.
Yeah.
Take the field goal, and I mean there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with it.
But the Lions right now, they're looking really strong, especially because you basically are a top team that beat another top team. Because people were really like high on Tampa Bay, and rightfully so. Tampa Bay was running through fun. And people were high on Tampa Bay. You know how Ric Flair says, "Woo! And all that beat the man, y'all gotta beat the man." So Detroit say right here on Monday Night Football, in our backyard, you're considered one of the top teams in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So let's find out who's better. And basically the Lions did that. And it was impressive. It wasn't just, don't just look at the box score. You had to have actually watched that game, how the Lions dominated Tampa Bay. They dominated them. I was like, oh my God, is anybody gonna be breathing after this? Like they was out there doing it. And again, Jahmyr Gibbs to be able to generate just 200 yards of offense by himself.
That says a lot.
And most of it on the ground against that run defense. Because Tampa Bay has always been known to have a very good run defense.
They got a nose tackle on Vita Vea, who's like, what, 340?
He is a machine. He's a machine, man.
He's a machine, and he's hard to move.
Yeah. He is their best player. He is their best player, in my opinion.
Yeah. On defense, for sure, yeah. So it's like, for them to be able to do that against that is impressive. That was impressive. Then the other Monday night game, I don't know what to expect out of Houston. Like, I really feel like they finna go have another coordinator next year. And it before long, it might trickle up to DeMeco Ryans if he can't find a competent offensive, because right now the Texans right now top the best defense in the NFL, points per game.
Oh yeah,
in points per game they are number 1. You only gonna get maybe 14 to 17 points off of. That's it. You get 17 points, you're doing good. You're not gonna get 20.
But you need the offense to put up about 24, 28 points.
That's the problem. The offense looks stagnant. It looks just incoherent.
No offensive line. Offensive line is bad. And the thing is, you may move amongst your offensive line, trade away Lerman Tunsil to Washington.
I still don't get that.
You bring in a new left tackle. You change some other guys around. I think you traded Kenyon Green to Philadelphia, who ended up letting him go. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how good they are as far as run blocking, but maybe you just need to run the ball more, try to tire out a defense, the defense, especially the defensive line, and then maybe you might be able to throw the ball a little bit more. But you may have to change, some things. I don't watch Houston Texas football, so I really don't know what's going on. But I keep hearing that the offensive line is still pretty bad, and I just don't know why the offensive line is bad. I would think
it wasn't like they didn't make it. They didn't try. It's one thing you see a team where our offensive line is bad and the offseason they don't do nothing. They made attempts this offseason. Right,
exactly. And they even changed offensive coordinators, which in turn I would assume they changed offensive line coaches. So you know, is that two bad offensive line coaches back-to-back years? I mean, if so, that tells you how bad the offensive line coach how bad it is, and even in professional football. And I think it's bad anyway for some teams when it comes to offensive line play, offensive line coaching. But to have that happen to you back-to-back years where you change the offensive staff, like that's real bad.
So that's a great segue going into our main topic before Tristan comes in, when we're talking about the trade deadline. It's coming up on us on November 4th.
Yes.
And you have teams that obviously should be sellers at the deadline. You have teams that aren't that great, but they should stand pat. And I'll explain that in a minute. And you have the teams that definitely should be buyers at the deadline. Because we kind of touched on it last week when we talked about poverty franchises with poverty franchise mentalities. Houston is 2-5 right now. Since we're starting it, do you think that the Texans should be sellers at the deadline, or should they be one of those teams that stand pat and just try to retool for next year and go?
Man, that's tough because DeMeco needs to turn this thing around.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you should be buyers.
Well,
but your record says you should be sellers.
But the division is still.
I said it should stand pat.
Yeah, I agree. It's still open, man. Like, no one's killing it in the South. No one's now. The Colts are doing great, but with Danny Dimes getting hurt, they're only a few games apart. It's still right now. I don't know yet. I mean, they're still in it. I mean, I think
who's hurt?
They're still in it. Didn't Danny Jones get hurt on Sunday?
I don't call him Danny Dimes. I still refuse to call him Danny Dimes. But yeah, Daniel Jones, if he's hurt, okay, I missed it. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I mean, it's still wide open, man. I mean,
you look at the AFC South right now. The Colts are a full game and a half ahead of the Jaguars who are in second place. The Jaguars are 4-3. Texas are 2-5, 2-4, and the Titans are 1-6.
Yeah, so it's definitely not the Titans. They just fired their head coach.
Yeah.
But my thing is, though,
should be sellers. Yeah, definitely sellers.
My thing for the Texans is, though, I want to say bring in an offensive lineman, but who the heck are you gonna bring in? Because no one trades great offensive linemen.
You just don't.
You don't.
Yeah, you just don't. Because that's been the situation all this season is such and such. Such and such is hurt.
I think you hold fast because we know they're a very hurt team. So we know what they're dealing with. When you get healthy, you're gonna be back to where you were the last 2 years.
I understand, yeah, man. But sometimes, man, the clock for a head coach runs faster than you think. And I'm not saying DeMeco Ryans is on the hot seat, okay?
No, I don't think so either.
He's trying.
Oh no, we know he's not. We know he's not.
At some point, that clock does run on a head coach, and then they end up on a hot seat. So my question is I guess, and we don't know that. We probably just don't know the answer to it because it's not obvious. How soon could DeMeco Ryans end up on a hot seat? Or what would put DeMeco Ryans on a hot seat? I think that's the question.
I have an answer for that. That would be after they bring in their third offensive coordinator underneath him and that guy fails. And this is why I say Houston shouldn't be sellers or buyers. And we can go to another team after this, but Houston shouldn't be sellers or buyers because you got a good core, definitely that defense. In that defense, you got a great core. You may or may not have issues that you think you have if you got the right coordinator with those guys that you currently have. So you don't want to lose anybody because right guy come in the door, next thing you know, the offense is rolling. You may have to supplant a few offensive linemen in the draft and free agency next year, but I wouldn't get rid of those pieces yet until the new coordinator comes in and says, okay, player X, he got to go. Player Z, he got like that.
Look, man. DeMeco came in, he did it right. They had cap, He brought in quality veterans for a low price on both sides of the ball.
He drafted well
And
because he did
drafted
draft.
well.
I mean, he drafted two cornerstone players in the first round. He drafted C.J. Stroud, traded up and brought in Will Anderson.
Listen,
so I
they get hurt. If they get hurt, they listen, man. Y'all have to know I have a plan in place. If they're not there, that is not on me. I mean, I'm still winning some games here and there, but he did it the right way.
No, I get all that. That's us talking. What's the GM saying?
Nick Caserio.
Yeah, that's my only question.
He can say what he wants.
But I don't think, like I said, I think we can all agree that he's not on the hot seat right now.
And I don't think it's on the hot seat, but I just wonder what Nick is saying. That's all.
But I think if, like, let's say next season comes along and you bring in because most of the Texas fans that I've talked to, like, they're upset with the play call. They're upset with how bad the play call is. There's a lot of new folks who are objective and he said just fire the OC period. So that's what it is. So the play calling on the offensive side of the football was lacking in Houston. And basically we're probably looking at, if anybody's on the hot seat in Houston, it's probably offensive coordinator. Okay. And the fix would be, I wouldn't like it very much, but the fix would be to possibly fire that offensive coordinator and bring in Mike McDaniel to Houston next year. Because Mike McDaniel's not – Mike McDaniel waiting for the day he get fired from Miami. He like, please just.
No, I tell you what though. I don't know if he would do it again, but I would take a look at Bill Callahan, not Brian, Bill. And the reason why I say this, because if anybody gives a damn about an offensive line, Bill Callahan gonna give a damn about an offensive line.
Well, yeah.
He's gonna fix an offensive line.
But you also have to cultivate your young quarterback who's rookie of the year.
And let me say this. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Let me tag on to that. I know how I feel about defensive-minded head coaches with young quarterbacks. You have to have a great OC and a great quarterback coach to develop these young kids.
Oh,
now,
of course.
I think CJ has been developed a lot. I think he needs one more great coach to push him to that next level. Mm-hmm. Of development. He's very close, in my opinion. He's very close.
He's definitely close.
Play call is a factor as well. Just bring in the right support staff. D'Amico, and you'll be fine.
Okay, so we buyers or sellers at the trade deadline, Houston, Texas.
Neither. Stand pat.
I believe stand pat too. What say you, Steve?
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
I'm gonna read some team names, and then we're gonna go to Brandon. He's gonna read some. He's gonna read off. He's gonna read off some possible trade candidates. I'm gonna read off some names, and then you tell me buy or sell, or stand pat. That'll be the three choices.
Okay.
Washington Commanders.
I want to say buyers for two reasons. You need a healthy receiver, but you also need a corner.
You need corner help, and there's some corners on that list that you had that are available. You got guys
because Marshawn Lattimore is Ricky.
He's
Ricky. He's Ricky. Okay.
Listen.
Every quarterback is going to turn Marshawn Lattimore into Ricky. Okay.
Listen. I'm gonna say sell. Y'all already brought in all the veterans. Y'all brought in all these veterans. Y'all got the Von Millers. Y'all got all these former Cowboys. Y'all got everybody y'all need on defense. I'm thinking defense right now. Y'all brought in everyone y'all wanted. Y'all brought in Eckler, who's injury prone. Y'all wanted him. You got rid of Brian Robinson. You wanted the rookie. It's cool. You still could have had Brian Robinson. Y'all already bought everyone. You still have money left over. Y'all need to retool everything and scheme a better offense than what you're doing to Jayden Daniels right now. They've already bought. Y'all got to sell now.
I think, okay. So my thoughts on that is I think Washington.
Y'all bought in everybody. Y'all already did that. Y'all got to sell now.
I don't think Washington's front seven is really that bad off. I think that the issue is in the secondary. When Tristan comes back, he'll say the same thing. I think that they could possibly be a corner away from being a little bit better.
They're bad. They're bad, bro. Bro, Dak was on fire. Like everyone ate. Like,
well, now hold on now, because we can't use Dallas's offense as a measure.
We can't. You're right. Look at the Bears.
Offense is killing it right now.
Look at the Bears. Caleb was on fire against them.
Yeah, but they
all these veterans.
They still had a
Dan Quinn
on that game against the Bears.
You got Dan Quinn. This defensive. They want like. I don't know what the numbers are, but Dallas has a bad defense. Washington is right up there with a terrible defense. You have all these supposed expert veterans.
They made I'm not disputing with you about they made some bad choices with some of these veterans. Now, as far as the offense goes in Washington, they went out there and played Dallas with no receivers. So
true. That's true. That's fair.
Yeah, but Dallas didn't have the whole secondary either now.
Yeah, but even if the whole secondary was out there, they still be ass. Let's be real. The secondary is trash.
But the receivers, the receivers not being there is not Washington's problem. It's not Washington's problem. Yes, it would have helped. I
don't want to use just the Dallas game for a measure stick. I don't want to use just that. I'm just talking about them in general for that season, because when you look at it, talking about they're below 500 right now. Okay, they're below 500 team, one game below 500. At the very most, kick the tires on a solid. There's quite a few corners that are available. Kick the tires on a solid corner. At the least, stand pat.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think on Washington.
That's fair.
Let's keep it moving, because we got some more teams to cover. New York Giants. That's a conundrum.
That's another. Yeah, it really is, because
that's another conundrum.
They don't have a receiver, but Jackson Dart's playing well. They lost.
Exactly. Yep.
But Jackson Dart's playing well.
He's on the list of quarterbacks.
I like him. I like him, man.
Yeah, Jackson.
I like him, man. Scatterable, man. They got, they need to beef up the roster as far as depth. I think they should hold fast, man. And continue to draft pretty good, which they've been doing the past few years, and they're still competitive. I mean, they still are. That's the crazy part. But don't get rid of anybody.
I think this is what my thought process is. I'm in the middle on this. Besides standing pat, trade for a receiver, but trade possibly put up one of your pass rushers for ransom, because right now they have an overabundance of pass rushers, and there are a lot of teams that need pass rushers. So I would trade one of those pass rushers, like a Kayvon Thibodeau or someone like that, to a team that has a receiver that's ready to go. So
I would never trade for Kayvon Thibodeau, but that's me.
But I'm just using that for an example.
I know you are, but I'm just saying.
But the Giants, they're not a stand pat team, in my opinion. They're not a seller. They're a little bit of both. They buy and sell. Okay, we're gonna give you this piece.
Man,
we need this piece.
Man, they are a few pieces away. I'm talking like 2 or 3 from being really tough out here, because their front 4, maybe their 7 are solid. They have another receiver in there, O-lineman. They're already giving teams problems now. They almost beat Dallas. They beat Philly. Like, they're really close. They don't need many pieces.
Yeah, that's why I say
kill it out here.
That's why I say, if you have a position of overabundance and then you have a position of need, that's why it's an even Steven swap. Hey,
but the overabundance is keeping them competitive in these games as far as the D line.
And that's the thing. Like, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, when you talk about the depth, but I mean, if you're trying to make a move right now, which they could,
they could.
You want to try to stay competitive. Now, I'm gonna read off a bunch of names, and I think we're all on the same page with these. It's just me guessing, but I'm thinking we're gonna all say the same thing. Buyers or sellers. Ready?
Go.
All right, ready? Here we go. Saints.
I don't know their cap. I would say sellers. I don't know their cap.
Their cap situation is horrendous.
It's still terrible.
is horrendous. Sell.
The only thing is, though, man, I keep hearing that, I'm hearing that they want to give Chris Olave a contract extension. Alvin Kamara doesn't want to go anywhere, and I'm like, yo,
no, you got to cut the cord.
You do. No, you do.
Because that's real.
If you want to have any type of, if you want to be any type of competitive within the next 2 or 3 years, you got to cut the cord on some of these players.
That's real.
You do.
Because even though they are playing competitively in all that game, they are in every game they play. They just lose them. Even though that's the case, like, hey, you know what? The cap situation is bad. Let's get out from underneath some of these contracts.
Especially
let's get Taysom Hill. I know where you're going. So let's get out from underneath some of these contracts. Let's do these young guys, some of these younger guys who have a lot of their career ahead of them, in front of them. Let's go ahead and send them somewhere where they can be productive, and they'll be thankful for it instead of keeping them here in football purgatory for the next 2 years possibly.
Mario Davis needs to go somewhere and win a championship ring.
Yeah, Demario Davis, like 35-year-old Demario Davis. Now he ain't gonna demand a whole lot, but also go ahead and stockpile picks.
Yes,
so you can build on something. Moving on because we need to keep going. The Jets
sell us.
Sell. The Dolphins.
Fire sell. Who?
The Dolphins.
Sell. Fire sell too.
Sell. The Panthers.
So even though that division,
I stand pat if I'm the Panthers.
I think Stan Patrick will buy.
I was staying pat if I
wouldn't
buy.
No, there's no need to sell. There's no sell. Yeah,
I wouldn't buy because they're on their way. You can see the growth in Carolina, and I think they're one of those teams that they don't have to go out and reach for a guy in the trade market. They can just build organically through the draft, and we can see an even stronger Panthers team coming next year. So that's one of those teams that, just chill. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Here's some ones that are interesting. Niners. I know what my answer is, but
buy because you need a pass. Here's the thing: no one trades a top tier pass rusher unless the Niners are able to get a Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson. But if you get Trey Hendrickson, it's for 1 year. It might be for rental. I don't know.
So,
but
I say,
let me finish.
Okay.
I would still try to bring in some semblance of a pass rush because Robert Saleh knows how to coach his ass off. And remember, he just coming from New York. He knows those defensive linemen with the Jets.
That's where I'm going. Go ahead.
And I'm gonna throw something else in there. Because he was in New York, he knows some of those Miami Dolphins pass rushes that are available. If you're able to, I don't know how many draft picks the 49ers have, okay?
Right now they have about 8.
If you're able to, if you're
compensatories later.
If you're able to bring in some semblance of quality pass rush, so that way you have a rotation. Because Huff is not, I know you said Huff is out. Huff is not out for long, right? It's like 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, roughly 2 weeks.
You get those guys going under Robert Saleh, you can still make noise. Now, you need an inside backer because Fred Warner's down. That's gonna be kind of tough. But
let me cut in right there. No, they don't. You ain't gonna be able to replace Fred Warner, but nobody develops linebackers like Johnny Holland, the linebacker coach for the Niners.
Okay.
And the proof is this. Watch this. Dre Greenlaw, where is he now?
Denver.
He's the Mike linebacker. Azeez Al-Shaair, where is he? He's the Mike linebacker. All of them started under Johnny Holland. Tatum Bethune is coming up. The dude had 10 tackles and a pressure against his first time with the Green Dot on. Had 10 tackles and a pressure against Atlanta.
Okay,
now, is he Fred Warner? No, he's not Fred Warner. Nobody's Fred Warner. But
look, man,
linebacker.
When they bring some kind of, when they bring in at least 2 pass rushers, because
I believe just one. So they should go for a pass rusher.
Here's the reason why I say 2. I want you guys. I'm not a 49ers fan, but I want to make sure you guys have depth.
Look, man.
Because you're trying to replace Nick Bosa really at the end of the day. If you have a stronger rotation, then you can do a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
So the rotation is there. The depth is behind the top spot. There needs to be a guy in that top spot. So you got Bryce Huff, and then if let's say they trade for Jermaine Johnson or
Will McDonald.
Or Will McDonald, or they grab one of the Miami defensive ends.
Like Bradley Chubb, but go ahead.
Like Bradley Chubb, like someone like that. Then there are guys already on the roster that are behind them that are solid.
Man.
So they need to buy. And here's another thing with San Francisco too. They don't need all them draft picks. And here's the reason why. Look at the roster when it's completely healthy. Those guys, if they use those draft picks to draft those guys, some guys not gonna make the team.
But you're drafting for depth though. If you have the right one, and you guys draft well, you guys are in first place right now with all these injuries.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say it again.
But we have we could possibly have 11 picks in the 2026 draft. Them 11 guys are not gonna make the team. So why not package some of those picks and go get the pass rush you need so you can stay on top.
I'm agreeing, but you can also build depth because I don't know what's going on out there, but you guys get injured. So you can also build depth, but you have a good system in place and a good front office to where you're developing players and you have depth to compete. You guys are in first place with all kinds of injured people. At full strength, I wouldn't get rid of anybody if I were you guys, man.
No, I mean, we're not getting rid of
still winning.
We're not getting rid of anybody, Steve. I'm talking about the draft next year. We're drafting picks.
I wouldn't. Okay. Okay.
I would.
We're trading picks.
I need a pass rusher. I need a pass rusher.
So what picks and who's available? Who you get rid of?
I just told you.
You have so. I wouldn't want Trey Hendrickson personally because he's a rental. But you want a guy that's still under contract for 2026. So Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips. The list goes on and on for some of these booty teams that aren't going anywhere. Arden Key, who's in Tennessee, who I didn't bring them up, but they should definitely be sellers. So there's a plethora of guys. By the way, Arden Key's played in that system before.
I was going to say, along with Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson.
Okay.
So yeah, you trade because you're at the top of your division. Your division's in a three-way tie, but you're on top of it because you've already beaten the other two teams with a decimated roster. So you got a decimated roster. You winning games. Imagine what happens when you bring in. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you one player away from being a real contender, pull the trigger. If you need 3 or 4 players, sit your ass down. That's what I'm saying. The Niners are not that team. They're literally one quality pass rusher away from they should not have beaten the Rams, but they did because of superior coaching. They should not have beaten the Falcons, but they did because of superior coaching. Spoiler alert, I'm picking against them to beat the Texans, but they might win that one too because of superior coaching. So you got what you need. Now you just padding the roster at this point. So let's move on because I don't want to spend that much time on them. Eagles.
You feel like Philadelphia has everything they need, even though they're struggling this year.
It will be padding. It really would be padding.
They have their roster.
There's another thing. Philadelphia same position. I'm sorry, Steve. I mean to cut you off. But they're in the same position as a San Francisco because their roster is so loaded and they got all these picks. They don't really need them picks. So, because a lot of them guys may not even make the team.
They brought back Brandon Graham, blah, blah, blah. But they are in need of a pass rusher. They can go get a low-end pass rusher. They can go get a low-end pass rusher, and they can go get a corner because –
and there's some corners out there.
Outside of Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, the rest of their corners are trash.
Right.
And I mean trash. Cali Ringo, who
I agree with
you can see why he's a 6th-round pick. They don't have corners outside those 2 guys. One of those guys go down, it's a wrap.
And there are some decent, some really decent corners that are available.
And they're already dinged up.
Now, I'll tell you what, real quick. Another thing they need, and it's an underrated position. Guard.
Yep.
When they lost homeboy to the Chargers, that used to play for the Jets.
Mm-hmm. The issue is that nobody wants to, like you said before, Brandon, nobody's trying to trade linemen, offensive linemen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, right. Nobody. And I wish people stop trading with Howie Roseman, man. Just stop it.
Stop it. Yes, stop it. Because Roseman be on the phone, baby. He be on the phone.
And he gets on my nerves.
He gets on my last damn nerves. Because that's why honestly, that's why the Eagles had a roster they have.
And the thing is, the Eagles he has gotten on my nerves with those trades since Malcolm Jenkins and Darren Sproles. Ever since then, every time somebody makes a trade with Philadelphia, I just want to go there and say, what are you doing? You've just made them better.
Yeah. But yeah, corner and maybe a mid-range edge rusher for Philly. They could be buyers because, again, they can kind of do without the picks. All right. Last one before we go on. Dallas Cowboys. Steve, you can go first.
I will say hold fast, Brandon. We spoke yesterday on the phone. There's a guy I would like to trade. That's tough, man. I think we can. There's one. I'm gonna just say it, man. If it were up to me, I would trade Diggs for something.
So
I think he's the worst defensive player.
Sell.
I would sell Diggs. Only I like our young core.
There's some other players I would sell.
I would buy another pass rusher.
There's some other players I would sell.
All right, who's that?
I would sell Trayvon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
I would sell Mozzie Smith.
Yeah, he has not.
I would too.
Drafted.
I would too. Yep, I would too.
Because I think our wide receiver room is where I think it is. I would trade.
We're good.
I would trade Jalen Tolbert.
Okay.
Then who's number 3 after him?
Ryan Flournoy, Kevontae Turpin, Jonathan Mingo's coming back. Flournoy to me has way more upside than Tolbert. Tolbert, I think, has damn near reached his ceiling. But
I'm not disagreeing. I think Turpin, because of his size, his skills, I think he's a gadget. He's a gadget player.
He's a gadget player. But even still, you still got Flournoy and Mingo's coming back.
So here's what
Tolbert.
So here's what I think. Here's what I think.
I'm sorry, real quick, because if you sell those guys, you can get some kind of draft pick and add more draft picks to what you already have.
But late draft picks, because
they're not taking late draft picks.
We're talking 6, 7 round.
Fine.
They would be like, so here's I hear what you're saying. Dallas should stand pat and just ride this year out. Because they don't I don't think they should sell. I think that they got a good core of players, but I would if you can pick up a few picks, do that, because this is going into what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Dallas has the number 1 offense in the league. Dallas also has the number 32 defense in the league. So this is my argument for why they should not buy. One player is not going to put you in contention. The offense is going to keep you afloat, probably get you into the playoffs, but then, in the playoffs, you got to pack your defense and your running game. They got the running game. They got the defense.
We have a championship offense.
Yeah, no, the offense
defense is horrible.
Dak Prescott, and y'all mark y'all calendar from what I'm about to say. Dak Prescott is playing the best football of his career right now. Okay, of his career.
Second best, but yeah, go ahead.
I still say of his because he has minimized them damn turnovers, and he is playing the.
He's been here. He's been here before. He has been here before.
But the thing about this though, and I hear what you're saying. You got to remember, 2023, he was second runner-up for MVP. Okay? Let's be fair. 2020, the year he broke his leg, he had so many rushing yards. He had so many passing yards that even after like 3 or 4 more games, it took that long for somebody else to pass him in passing yards.
Okay. I'll defer to y'all because y'all the Cowboy fans. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of just
turnovers, and I understand.
Yeah. No, this is not his best season.
He's never impressed me.
I give him turnovers, but like you said,
it's not his best season.
He was second runner-up in MVP voting.
Yeah,
and of course, no one remembers second place because I don't remember who was second place last year. I remember second place in 2023 because it's Dak. But like I said, 2020, that year he broke his leg. He was so far in front of people in passing yards. It was ridiculous. And I wish that injury would have never happened. Go ahead.
And even when Brock was runner-up, Dak was number 3. This isn't Dak's best. This isn't his best season.
As far as turnovers, yes.
No, all numbers. This is not his best. This is not his best season.
That's what it
is. Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
He's protecting the ball.
The
fact that he's protecting
he's on fire. He's on fire right now.
It's not the yards because Dak has always done that. Because you remember I always saying that Dak Prescott is Kirk Cousins with a worse PR firm. The regular season, Dak can always put up the numbers. What has me impressed about Dak Prescott is the fact that he's protecting the ball like he's never protected it before. That's
not just that.
And I want I wonder if it's Schottenheimer just taking him to a whole nother level, man.
Listen. I got to say this right now, guys.
Go ahead.
As Brian Schottenheimer and George Pickens and CD, they are one of the best receiving combos in the league and one of the best ones the Cowboys have ever had. That is a heck of a receiving duo. And Williams is running the ball. We have a run game now, so it opens up everything offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And
defensively, we know is the problem.
Defense, you know what Dallas is.
I don't know if Micah would have fixed that.
You gonna laugh at what I'm about to say because you know I'm telling the truth. Dallas is the NFC Cincinnati Bengals.
Let me ask you a question.
They're gonna score 100 points, but they're gonna lose by 100.
Let me ask you a question. I know you said Dallas should not be buyers.
No.
But if you can get a dominant defensive tackle like a Jeffrey Simmons from Tennessee.
Jeffrey Simmons off the books. I already said they're not letting him go. He's a core pillar. They're willing to sell everything else but him and Cam. they said that already. Like, anybody else on the team can go. Jeffrey Simmons, Cam Ward, they stay.
Hey, you know what? I think sometimes people just talking to me. I'm not saying you're not wrong because I heard the same thing. I'm just wondering.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I got a counter for that. But go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm just wondering because here's a guy that plays defensive tackle. I'm sorry. It's just you have to understand me when it comes to defensive linemen.
I know that show. I know. I'm the same way.
It's not the talent. It's the scheme. It's not the talent. It's the scheme. Man, it's terrible. That's terrible. It's the talent.
Some of this talent, though. You know, Trayvon Diggs is done.
No. Okay, so okay.
We have better players now. A lot of other 32. You telling me 31 other rosters have better talent? No, they have better scheming. It's not the talent. We got Deron Bland. We got backers. We got serviceable D linemen. It is Matt. He is the problem. He ain't going nowhere, but he is the issue. These are all professional players. They all weigh the same. They all have the same strength. They have all the same speed. the same ball skills. It is the scheme. It is not the players.
Steve.
I'm a little bit.
All professional football players are not created equal.
And I know what you're saying, Steve. I'm a little bit between that.
All professional players are not the same. You know better. You know all professional football players.
All these DBs run 4.4.
All these DBs 4.6. There's a difference between
who's developing.
Hold on. You know full well there's a difference between a PS2 and some fourth string corner. Stop it.
These are professional players, man.
So
there's a difference between Derek.
Technique is based off the coaching.
Derek Stingley and some. There's a difference between Derek Stingley and CJ Goodwin.
The coaching development is what separates.
There's a difference between Derek Stingley and CJ Goodwin.
You're naming elite players. What I'm saying is,
but
coaches have to develop these players that have the same measurables.
You just said all professional players are the same.
Coaches
that is not true.
Coaches have to develop these players.
All NFL
you're naming
players
all pros. You're naming all pros.
Players are not the same. All college football players are not the same. All high school players are not the same. You're not gonna say and tell me that, Steve. No.
Brandon.
You just said everything.
At the combine, they have the same bench press reps, the same 40.
That's the combine, son.
Let me finish.
That's the combine. Listen, hold on.
Okay. Can I finish? Can I finish?
T-shirt, shorts.
Go ahead.
Everybody look the same at the combine. I'm talking about when they're out there on the football field playing. You know better than that, Steve.
Can I finish my sentence?
Go ahead.
This is what I'm saying. They have the same strength, the same speed. The coaches in the organization develops their technique to make them be successful. That goes into scheming. It's about the development of the professional player that can run as fast as anybody else, can be just as strong, all that stuff. You have players that hit the combine, have the best measurables, but don't pan out with the professional team. Why? Because of coaching. That's what I'm saying.
Some of it's also on the player too.
I agree. But they're on the same page with most of the stuff.
Okay. My thing is this: if somebody's developing PS2, then somebody should then all those corners in Denver should be elite.
We just said the same thing.
All those no. If someone developed PS2,
his dad developed him.
Then his dad need to be cornerback coach in Denver.
We said the same thing, Brandon.
Is Patrick Surtain Sr. the cornerback coach in Denver?
You're talking about an all-pro player and his son.
You just said everybody's the same.
They have the same measurables. Who develops who is a difference. Coaching.
Then
if the is developing you, that's different. I said that.
That's what I need you to do. I need you to call Patrick Surtain Sr. and tell him go be a cornerback coach for the Denver Broncos.
I'll come tomorrow.
Yeah, please do.
Yep. They have the same measurables. Surtain is not incredible.
You just said development.
He was developed by his dad.
Measurables to development.
Brandon, you're not listening.
You just gave me the recipe. You went from measurables to development. So if Patrick Surtain Sr. develop his son, then Patrick Surtain Sr. need to be cornerback coach in Denver.
I agree, but this is what I'm saying. Brandon, calm down. Calm down. This is what I'm saying. PS2 is not a physical specimen. He grew up with his dad.
I understand that.
Who's a professional? Let me finish. Let me talk. A professional player at a high level that developed his son in the household through his professional career. Other players that have his height, his size, his strength, they're not being developed technique-wise because they don't have PS1 coaching them or raising them as children.
Well, then right now, every offseason, all those corners need to go to PS1's house.
I agree, but it ain't happening, which is the problem in the league. We're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing. But it ain't happening. Am I wrong?
Next.
I can go now. Steve, it's good to have you back on the show.
What? What'd you say?
It's good to have you back on the show, Steve. I
Thanks,
didn't have a bowl of popcorn. Okay. So
how was the tea?
Huh?
How was the tea?
It was water.
Oh,
It was
okay.
water. I had to refill because I needed some more water. Yeah. So what I was saying is that basically if I were the Dallas Cowboys, I didn't know it was going to be such a hot button topic, but Dallas already has acquired, if I'm not mistaken, 2 first-rounders for the Micah Parsons trade.
Yes.
And they already have a plethora of picks. And this is just my opinion, because again, I'm a little bit between what Steve and Brandon said. I'm not taking either side because I see the point in both. Part of it is scheme, part of it is right? But part of it is scheme, yes. And then part of it is the players. Some of these players are terrible. They are. And for Dallas to be a contender, they need not a player, but players. And if I'm not mistaken, over the course of the next 2 seasons, Dallas has 4 first-round picks in 2 seasons.
Yes.
Okay. Don't trade nothing. Keep all them picks and completely rebuild that defense. And do it quickly with it while Dak Prescott is still in his prime. And that's the formula if Dallas ever wants to gain credibility again. Because it's always something. The defense good, the offense is terrible. The offense good, the defense is terrible. It's always something.
Yes, but even with that, just real quick, I think we need to scheme better because even people act like when Micah left, our defense just fell to crap. Like, no, he was a big piece, but he went silent in some big games.
The defense was bad while he was there.
That was true. That is true.
It's the culture and the scheme, man. It's not just the talent. We've had DeMarcus. We've had the talent. We had the guys. You can't tell me that if we're second to the worst defense in the league, you're telling me we have the second to worst NFL defensive roster? I don't believe that. It is scheme. It is scheme. You can't tell me that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go for that.
Well,
I'm not going for that. We don't have second to worst defensive roster in the NFL. We don't.
Here's my counter rebuttal to that. Dallas was 26th in defense last year with a different defensive coordinator.
Exactly.
So
now, and to add to that, did we have 2 corners that were all pros in the career ever? That would be DeRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs, right? So
but everybody says that they can't cover.
No, listen, I'm agreeing, but it's not talent because we got the all pros. Micah, rookie all pro. DeMarcus Lawrence, former all pro, but it's not the talent with these NFL teams. It is the scheme, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's go ahead and Brandon, are you ready? We're gonna go ahead and go to Pando.
Yeah, rapid fire on this one.
Okay.
Number 25, even though who cares? Evan Neal, offensive lineman, Giants.
Yeah. If he's really truly on the block, everybody needs a good offensive lineman. There's not a team.
You think he's good?
Decent.
You think he's decent?
Late day 3 pick.
Okay. You keep thinking it's decent
for a team that's like desperate.
Calvin Ridley.
Why Giants? I can see him going to Giants. Not being the number 1 but he would help with that depth in that room.
Well, he'll have to be the number one.
That's not a good idea then.
Well, because right now Malik Neighbors is out for the season. Remember?
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying Calvin Ridley is not a good idea to have as your number one wide receiver on any roster.
Yeah, that's why you go through that. Let's see, Christian Kirk.
Whoa! Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you need some depth at wide receiver, you need a 2 or a 3 guy. Yeah, they 3-pick.
All right. Kyle Duggar.
Very underrated safety. Very underrated. He's extremely underrated. He doesn't get the press, but watch him play. He'll be an asset to somebody who has a weak secondary. Go ahead.
You gotta know how to use him.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
He's gonna rob you. Kirk Cousins is gonna show up to your franchise with a ski mask and a pistol, and he's gonna rob you. And he's going to make you pay him a bunch of money and then be absolutely useless. Kirk Cousins needs to go to his extremely huge house that he's bought with the money that he's stolen from other franchises.
Especially Minnesota.
That's what Kirk Cousins need to do. Next.
All right. Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson need to go ahead and just spoon with Sierra and just yell. That's if you absolutely desperate, let's say your whole quarterback room gets decimated and you can't do nothing else, then okay, Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson. But that's when you scraping the bottom of the barrel. There's some places that I said I will never work at, but if I need a job, if you see me there, things have gone extremely bad. But yeah, that's one of those things. Things have gone extremely bad if you have to sign or trade for Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson. Go ahead.
Arden Key.
Arden Key is, again, one of those mid-range pass rushers, quietly good. He makes noise. He doesn't get a lot of sacks. He gets a lot of pressure. A lot of times you can change games with just pressure.
Pressures, yep, sure can.
He would be an asset. Like a good place for him definitely would be somewhere like a San Francisco or Philadelphia.
Yep.
Because he rotates in, does his thing, comes out, rotates back in around second, third down, that type of thing. So, yeah, he has value. Again, day 3 pick.
Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson might come in because he's a first rounder, and he's just been in the wrong scheme because his numbers have gone down since Robert Saleh left New York. Mm-hmm. And he's very young, and he's still under contract. So if you trade for him now, you're going to have him this year and next year. He may command a day 2 pick. He very well get they could probably get a third for him. That's why the Jets are so stupid, because they we want this and this and this, and instead of really dealing seriously, they are just playing silly instead of, hey man, you can get a third for this guy.
Yep.
Let him go. So yeah.
Are you familiar with Alontae Taylor of the Saints, the corner?
Damn, Lulu. I covered defensive backs. I scouted him a few years ago. I love Alontae Taylor. Alontae Taylor, Paulson Adebo, those guys right there, I was very high on them coming out. Paulson Adebo's he's not a trade candidate, but Alontae Taylor came out of just because I had to think of where he came from. I lost my train of thought, but he's a very long corner with deep ball deep speed, and he has exceptional ball skills. He's probably the best defensive back on the and yeah. If you are starving for a corner, like let's say you need a starting corner, he's worth it, especially in the right scheme. So, yeah.
He went to Tennessee.
Tennessee, that's what it was.
Okay.
Alontae Taylor, 6'2", 440. Yeah. He's a nice corner, very underrated, because he's been on good teams.
Jalen Phillips,
defensive end, Miami Dolphins. That's another mid-range pass rusher that you bring in for a rotation. He's a rotational pass rusher, day 3 pick.
Michael Carter II, corner for the Jets.
Jets need to go ahead and have fire sale. I like Michael Carter, but he's not on the level of Alontae Taylor. He's not there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave, they could probably get a second for him.
Yeah.
You want to give him a contract knowing doggone well that they don't need to be spending no more money. Because they still kicking that can down the road, New Orleans. And if you ever want to get back to credibility again, you're gonna have to tear it down and rebuild. And I know tearing it down means you may have to throw out that brand new vanity that you just put in the bathroom. But consider this: tear all that down and build a brand new house, a brand new vanity or a brand new shower and bathtub is not the same as a brand new house. You may have to sacrifice that to get your brand new house. Chris Olave needs to go somewhere else, and you need to get what you can from him. Stockpile picks, New Orleans. Go ahead.
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, day 3 pick because of his age, but serviceable tight end. Let's say you have a tight end injury, or you just want some depth, or your tight ends ain't up to par. If I'm the Ravens, I just hold on to one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers, wide receiver, Raiders.
I like him better than Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk. I do. And right now, everybody should be like trying to get out of Las Vegas post haste, because that organization, even with Tom Brady, that organization is still a hot mess, because you still have chosen to make Geno Smith your starting quarterback. And as much as we like Pete Carroll, I don't know, maybe his best days as a coach are behind him. We'll see. But right now, they need to be having a fire sale. Go ahead.
Rick Woolen.
As another guy I'm really high on, I think he needs the right coach. He needs to be put in the right place with the right coach. And if he goes somewhere with the right coach, and he could be a monster. Any guy that's 6'3", 220 pounds, and runs a 4.3 40 with those long arms. The biggest problem with Rick Woolen is not that he gets beat. He commits a crap ton of penalties. That can be coached out. Illegal contact, defensive holding, pass interference. That can be coached out. But he has the physical attributes with the right coach where he could be an all-pro.
All right, we got 3 more.
Okay.
Breece Hall, running back, New York Jets.
Breece Hall to the San Diego. I was going to say San Diego. LA Chargers. They are hurting for running back. When Omarion Hampton gets healthy again, you got Breece Hall. You got a 2-headed running attack. Or he could go to the Washington Commanders. I don't think he will, because they just traded away a running back and they feel like they good with the running backs they got. I disagree. But a running back star team should throw whatever they need to at the Jets for him.
Should San Francisco try to bring him in?
I'd like that, but that's not the depressing need right now. I would love that for depth behind Christian McCaffrey.
That's what I was thinking of.
They're going to run him into the ground again, because he's carrying offense on his back until these other guys get back. And I'm afraid for his health, because Brian Robinson is not getting it done. Brian Robinson does not realize that he's a 230-plus pound running back. He thinks he's 190 pounds. And man, put your pads down and get that first down. It's 3rd and 2. Put your damn pads down and get the first down. In the backfield, get caught for a damn 4-yard loss. Dumbass. I'm sorry. That was a fan of me. But yes, I love Breece Hall, but he wouldn't be a pressing need in San Francisco. It'll be definitely pass rushing. Go ahead.
Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Miami Dolphins.
Jalen Waddle's a number 2, but he's still better than their entire wide receiver room in New York. He's still better than all of those guys. I try to make a move for a wide receiver star team that I can think of right on top of my head would be the Giants. Give Jackson Dart a deep threat, and let's see what he does, because he's really coming along. And I'm upset Tristan's not here to talk about these young quarterbacks. But just before we go into Pando's picks, Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, Drake May, really playing some good football. We were going to do a segment on that. These guys are really starting to grow, and they're really showing their development. So, all right. So now we've done that, feel free to comment about where you think certain players should go during the trade market, which teams should stand pat, which teams should be sellers at the deadline, which should be buyers. We will have another show Yes, we'll have another show right before the trade deadline as it heats up. We may see some trades before the next show. We'll talk about that. Let's go to Pando's picks. Okay, did anybody hear that? Because I didn't hear anything.
I heard. Well, of course, I heard it.
My sound just went out.
Hey,
okay, there we go. I can hear you now. It does that every. You notice it does that every week. You just wait until later to do it. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard.
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard.
Yeah, because it does that every week. It just normally is toward the beginning of the broadcast.
Yes, this time it wait all the way to damn near the end.
Okay, so let's go. Vikings are traveling to SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers. I think the Chargers wore their all yellow uniforms last week, so the crowd will not see them pissing down their leg against the Colts. That was a horrible display, and it's also indicative of the Colts being a better football team than we thought they would. The Vikings, they took an L last week against the Eagles. I'm looking for them to bounce back. They're gonna bring their defense and their running game on the road against the Chargers.
Carson Wentz
and Carson Wentz has not to just don't screw it up, because that's what he was doing last week. Carson Wentz was screwing it up. The running game was working, the defense was working. Carson Wentz like, nope, I'm gonna get the ball away. I'm gonna do something stupid.
Can I ask you a question, man?
Yeah.
Has there ever been, not just at quarterback, has there ever been a first round pick who trajectory went all the way to MVP level and then just
Yeah, that's Carson.
Has it ever been?
I don't think no. I don't think there's ever been somebody that's like an MVP candidate and then has gone to complete dog water like Carson Wentz is. There's rumors that JJ McCarthy might be able to play. And if Carson Wentz doesn't screw things up, I like the Vikings because I still like that defense, and I still like the running game. With I think he's going to be smart. The coach's going to be smart enough to say, okay, look, we're going to take the ball out your damn hands because you a liability. We're going to go ahead and get this ball to J.P. Mason, and we're just going to run the ball down their throat. That's what we're going to do. And then, we're going to give you some safe throws because, yeah, man, you can't pull piss out of boot. Yeah, so I still like the Vikings, especially with the Chargers reeling like that. But
here's a quick hit route.
This is a pick-em game because of the quarterback situation with the Vikings. If J.J. McCarthy was starting, I'd have the Vikings outright. But you never can discount Jim Harbaugh and his coaching. He'll have them ready to bounce back after a bad game like that. They could possibly bounce back and jump all over the Vikings. I'm still gonna trust the Vikings on this one. Okay. Next game. Dolphins at the Falcons. The Falcons got embarrassed on primetime TV by an injury decimated 49ers team. I think everybody that the 49ers have beaten, they won the next week because they were so embarrassed. I'm going with the Falcons over the Dolphins, possibly by two scores. Two scores or more. I think they're gonna get it back together.
I'm surprised you have this as a Stone Cold lock.
I got it. I got another one. You're gonna see. I got the Falcons jumping all over the Dolphins. Because they salty about their loss. The next game, the Bears are traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium. Now, the question about this one is, will Lamar Jackson play? That's going to be the question. Okay. And even if he does, I still am leaning toward the Bears because the Ravens have fielded the worst defense that I have seen since their inception.
Yes.
That defense is bad. It's like you got Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs just looking at the TV, just shaking their head like, man, don't say you know us. Don't say you know us. Stop it. It's bad. It's that bad. The Ravens defense, I've never seen a Ravens defense this bad, honestly.
No one has.
it's almost like out of character for the city. Because normally the Ravens, okay, maybe the offense ain't so high, but the defense rolling. That's what you normally would say about the Baltimore Ravens. But it's like, my God, this defense is horrific. So, yeah, I got the Bears. You got Ben Johnson calling plays against the worst defense in the league in terms of points. So, yeah, Bears over Ravens. This is going to be another maturation game for Caleb Williams. We're going to watch him get a little bit stronger. Next game is Jets going to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. I like the Bengals, not because they just all that great with old man smoking Joe Flacco, but, I mean, at least they have a quarterback.
Right.
Now, Tyrod Taylor may be the starting quarterback for the Jets, so it may be somewhat of a contest. But I still like the Bengals with all those weapons. Next game is Bills traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers. Did you know the Panthers, if I'm not mistaken, the Panthers are undefeated at home this year?
Wow. I think they are. Yeah,
that's interesting. That means they're on their way. They're starting to get better. They're starting to develop somewhat of an identity. And I can't knock that. That being said, I think the Bills, all after a bye week, they rested up, they fresh. They upset about that loss right before the bye. I think they jump all over the Panthers. Don't be shocked the Panthers make a game of it, though. But I still like the Bills. This next game is also a pick'em. This next game, myself and Steve Space Age White will be attending this game here in Houston, Texas. The 49ers are traveling down here to the city of Syrup to play the Houston Texans. This is
City of what?
City of Syrup. Syrup. Sipping no some scissor.
Oh, duh. Shit.
Okay. Anyway, if Bryce Huff was available, I would easily say the Niners won this game because the offensive line for the Texans is horrific, and C.J. Stroud is running for his life. I don't know if the Niners are going to be able to provide adequate pressure on C.J. They're not going to be able to take advantage of one of the weakest parts of Houston's game.
Solid going to blitz.
Solid's going to do a lot of blitzing. That's why it's a pick 'em, because it could work, because according to Houston fans, the offensive coordinator is an idiot. He wouldn't know how to counter a solid blitz. So that being said, McCorkle Jones will be starting for the yeah, but McCorkle Jones will be starting for the Niners for another week. I think this is another one of these weeks where he falls off because he did not have a great game against Atlanta at all. He turned the ball over. He only threw for 150 yards. And that was against Atlanta. What do you think he's gonna do against the number one defense in the league? And that's the determining factor for me. I'm going with Houston over the Niners, but again, this is a pick'em game because at best you might see like a 10-13 final score.
You know, if I'm San Francisco, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I will line up in 12 personnel, and I would just run dual majority of the game.
Well, the weakest point of Houston's defense is not the passing. It's the run defense.
That's the point I'm saying. That's my point.
They run power.
12 personnel run duo.
Yeah, and run power against the Texans front seven. They might be able to get something going, but don't be surprised if this game is like 10-3. Something like that, 9-13. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game with these defenses. Not because San Fran has the personnel, but because of just their coaching. You putting Robert Saleh against the OC for the Texans. Give me Robert Saleh. However, you got McCorkle Jones going against the number one defense in the league. So that frightens me.
I can't wait till Brock Purdy get back.
Yeah, I can't either. Hell, most Niner fans can't either.
He's on my fantasy team.
So you have the Browns traveling to Gillette Stadium to play the Patriots. The Browns just can't get anything going on offense. The Patriots are starting to look like a machine again. The Patriots, Breece Hall. They wouldn't trade inside division, though. That's the only thing. Breece Hall would be perfect for the Patriots, but I don't think the Jets – I don't know. The Jets are pretty stupid. I don't know. They might trade within the division. I don't know. But the Pats are struggling a little bit with the run game, but Drake May is dealing right now. Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, they eating. So I like the Pats over the Browns. The Giants Giants going to Philadelphia play the Eagles. The Eagles are salty about losing that game to the Giants earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
They are at home.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts said, we ain't losing no more after that last game. Now, we know that's not true, but they're not losing this week. I like the Eagles over the Giants, especially if they keep dealing the ball to your receivers like you should. Now, there's rumors about A.J. Brown and his hamstring, but nothing has come out concrete that he's not playing. So Eagles over the Giants. The Buccaneers travel down to New Orleans to play the Saints. This game might be a little bit closer than we thought it would be because this is a divisional game and the Saints are at home. But I think the Buccaneers are salty from that butt whooping they took on Monday night against the Lions. If the Saints have any kind of advantage, it's going to be that the Buccaneers are on a short week. That might help them. But I still like Baker Mayfield, the needle to turn back up again for Baker Mayfield. And I'm looking for them to really it's going to be a close game. They're not going to blow the Saints out. Saints have been in every game that they played. They just can't finish them. But I like the Bucs. I like the Bucs over the Saints. This next one is my Stone Cold Lock of the Week. As much as it pains me to say this, the Colts might be for real. The Indianapolis Colts just might be for real. You got the running game. You got a quarterback that's dealing, that's not really putting the ball in harm's way, and the defense is playing really well. They play the Titans.
Oh, Lord, the Titans are
trash.
And I think we all picked the Colts to finish last in the division, and they looking like they gonna win that division outright. I mean, going away.
Yeah.
And we here on Just a Fan Podcast are not afraid to admit when we wrong. Right now, they looking like they it. And even if they aren't, they gonna be good enough to still beat the Titans. Because even Cam Ward said, "Hey man, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We ass." And yes, so that's my Stone Cold Lock of the Week. But this next game is also a pick'em. The Cowboys travel to Denver to play the Broncos. As I said before, the Cowboys had the worst defense in the league. But in terms of yards, especially pass defense. The Broncos are at home. They are strong at home. But the issue I have, and this is why it's a pick'em game, the Broncos don't wake up until about the end of the second quarter. Sometimes the beginning of the third quarter. That's when they decide to show up and start playing football. Well, you can't do that against the Cowboys, the offense. You can't. If you sleep in the first half of the game, the Cowboys going to put up 24, 28 points on you. You can't be asleep like that. So, now, granted, the Broncos have one of the best defenses in the league. Not the best, but one of the best.
And they love to blitz Hufanga.
And they love to blitz. And they're number 4. They're number 4. So, Denver has a stronger defense. If they can – Sean Payton got to get them ready to play. If they come in ready to play at the beginning of this game, I like the Broncos. They're at home. They got a better defense. Bo Nix is doing just enough as a quarterback. No, he's doing a little bit more than just enough. He's one of those young quarterbacks that's really starting to mature. And I think this is going to be perfect target practice for him against Dallas's defense. So I think he's going to do Cortland Sutton out there, Marvin Mims. That was a throw he had against the Giants in the doggone in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix made, and it was amazing. I mean, he dropped it right in there. It was like 4 defenders surrounding Marvin Mims, and he put it right in there where only Marvin Mims could get it, and that kept the drive alive. They got them to win that game. I think he's going to be able to do that against Dallas' secondary. I like the Broncos, but if they start slow, the Cowboys can easily win this because they ramp up early. The last 2 games, Sunday night, the Packers, this is the Aaron Rodgers Bowl. The Packers travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Okay.
Packers.
This is Jordan Love versus Aaron Rodgers. Another team, the Steelers, another team who we're really shocked at their defense. They're not complete garbage, but we're really shocked that the Steelers defense is not as good as it has been. Jordan Love's going to have to show improve. Because Aaron Rodgers, of course, we said earlier this year, Aaron Rodgers is going to do just enough to screw the Steelers out of drafting a good quarterback, and they're going to have to sign Kirk Cousins in the offseason. That's probably what's going to happen. But I like the Packers in this one. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to get away from Micah Parsons in the pass rush because the Packers do have a very good pass rush. And then I think Jordan Love should be able to do just enough. As long as he keeps the ball out of harm's way, he'll be able to do just enough to beat the Steelers. So I got the Packers in that game. Monday Night Football. This game should flex out. This game should definitely flex out. The Commanders travel to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. You got the 2 Native American teams. They're not the Redskins anymore than the Commanders. But
Tatanka.
Yeah, the Commanders are traveling. The Chiefs are starting to get their mojo back, which everybody that is a fan of the other 31 teams absolutely hates. The fact that the Chiefs are getting their mojo back. And you want to know the worst thing about this game, fellas? It's on Monday Night Football. So you know what that means? Chris Collinsworth is going to be calling that game, and he's going to be glazing Pat Mahomes the entire game. They did this on purpose to just irritate football fans all over the place. They did that too. They literally said, let's piss everybody off that's not a Chiefs fan.
No, after you, E. They're targeting you, man.
No, it ain't just me, because I'm not the only person that hates it. I can pull up video after video after video on Instagram of people talking about how much they hate Chris Collinsworth and how much he just glazes Pat Mahomes. Okay, so yeah, it's not just me. They pissing off a lot of people. That being said, the Chiefs are going to beat the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is probably not going to play. He's got a hamstring.
Yeah, no, he's already down.
Yeah. So, and then you probably don't have Deebo Samuel or Terry McLaurin for Marcus Mariota. This is an easy win for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win this by a huge margin. And Washington.
Hey, guess who's playing?
Who's playing?
Ricky.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So. You got Rashee Rice running all over the place.
That's right. And he's going to go out there, and guess who's going to be covering him?
Oh, Ricky. Yeah, so that's a Boys in the Hood reference, but he might as well be shot because, oh, Lord. So, yeah, the Washington's not going to be able to cover those receivers. They just not. They're not going to be able to. And Pat Mahomes is going to have one of those games. And I don't even think the referee's going to have to cheat for this one. I don't. So Commanders fans, spare yourself some drama. Commanders fans, don't even watch that game.
Ricky plays corner for the Commanders.
Yeah. So, but to recap, Vikings over Chargers, Pick'em, Falcons over Dolphins, Bears over Ravens, Bengals over Jets, Bills over Panthers, Texans over Niners, Pick'em, Pats over Browns, Eagles over Giants, Bucks over Saints, Colts over Titans, Stone Cold Lock of the Week. Broncos over Cowboys, Pick'em, Packers over Steelers, Chiefs over Commanders. The doors of the church are now open.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for joining us for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. We're live every single Wednesday, same time, same place, 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain, 6:15 Pacific, 5:15 Hawaii, 5:15 Alaska, 4:15 Hawaii. My bad. Oh, and 10:15 Atlantic. Okay. Now, I know y'all can do this. We got a lot of likes up based on the number of views. Okay. We need some more likes. Okay. We need some more subscribers.
If you know what this is, like and subscribe.
Okay. Yeah, do that, please. Also, we need more subscribers because if we have 500, I told you we can get the thingamajig and y'all can watch us in the green room because somebody was off the hook.
What's the thingamajig?
I forgot the name of the thing, man.
Patreon?
Yeah, thank you. Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. He's on Patreon. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, if you give us 500 subscribers, we can have a Patreon. You can see us in the green room. This one was off the hook.
Who's over there?
You.
Oh, you trying to? Oh, okay.
On my screen, I'm pointing.
I wasn't doing nothing. I was just being my normal, natural self. I don't know.
Listen, let me tell y'all something.
I'm just a humble servant of the Lord.
Let me tell y'all something. This boy at 8:58 p.m. my time was talking about some little pig, let me in.
I'm just a humble servant of the Lord.
I hope your pastor's watching this because I'm gonna tell your pastor on you.
I'm just a humble servant of the Lord.
I'm gonna tell your pastor on you. Who's your pastor? Does your pastor watch our show?
No, but I'm trying to get him to subscribe because he likes football. He's a Cowboy fan, actually.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah. So if you all had us at 500 subscribers, you can see why this person over here was tripping, talking about some little pig, let me in. But anyway, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, IG, and TikTok. Okay. Down below, Steve Space Age, the one who came out with the idea of the show. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That direction. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. You can't be biased if you are a contender. Man, y'all know who I am, man. You know who I am. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing. Future Hall of Famer, baby. Better believe it. We out. Peace.